Nicole is downstairs having a Bible study, and Maddie is upstairs playing with her cousin. So I am using a few free minutes to put the finishing touches on Plans for Leadership Fairbanks, which starts tomorrow. And most of the day I have been kind of freaking out about it. The parts of the day where I wasn't in basically back-to-back meetings, which were all good, by the way. But I sort of like reached this point where I'm like really amped up about it, get really anxious. And it's not nerves like stage fright kind of nerves or that kind of thing. It really kind of boils down to wanting to do a really good job and wanting to make sure that I've done the preparation I need to be able to improvise tomorrow, if that makes sense. So most leadership classes are probably built around this really like rock solid syllabus, and like I think that that's really good if you want to like build a loom. Improvisation is important to me. It's important to be prepared enough to be flexible on the spot. I am not the kind of facilitator or speaker that is good at saying, here's the canned script, here's how we get from point A to point B, and any deviation in the middle is failure. I expect the deviation. In fact, I plan for it. If something doesn't show up the morning of an event that gets into the talk or into the presentation, then I feel like I probably am not doing my job very well, because what I bring to the table is the ability to read people on the fly, to read a situation, and to respond. And so for tomorrow, I'm going to go into this room and I've got a plan. We have an agenda. We have blocks that are set aside to do certain things, but a lot of those blocks are going to be very dependent on what the students bring and on how the conversation moves based on their interests, based on their experience and their skill sets. And those are things that I'm not going to know fully until tomorrow. And so I think that anxiety, the anxiousness I feel is cresting. I'm getting to the point where I feel like, all right, I've done my work, and now it's a matter of waiting for tomorrow and seeing what shows up based on how the students respond and finding out what they're going to need from this class. In my view, it's important for this leadership program to be dynamic, to take some core ideas that I want to communicate and figure out based on how the class responds, the things they need from a leadership class, the experiences they've had that will shape how they take this material. It's important to me to be able to build that on the fly at some level, to be able to say, I know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm not sure what's going to happen in the third, fourth, and fifth sessions, because the way that we go through the first couple sessions are really going to dictate how deep we dive into certain things and how we tackle it. So I love that. It is a really, in my mind, it's a really great way to ensure that the class gets exactly what they need out of this, but it's also super dangerous because I cannot fall back on a syllabus where it just says, hey, it's 3:22 in the fourth session and this is what we always do. We're going to be on a tightrope to some degree. We're going to be dancing on the razor's edge a little bit, where it's my job to be able to say, all right, given what's happened, here's how we need to proceed. And that is fun and that is exciting and it's also terrifying, but I think that that is where the value is. The value that I can bring to the table is in building a program that is for the 20-ish people that are going to be in that room tomorrow. And it is necessarily going to be different than the program we did before and the program we do after, because the students in the program are such an important part of the program. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to get started. And I'm going to go finish a few things up.